So we're going to be back here for another video. This time we're going to be doing some of the top things to do before you start a new franchise. So let's just go ahead and get right into the sliders here. I already made a video specifically on the sliders. So if you want to get a more in detail of those, just go ahead and look for the video. But I'll leave it actually down in the description below. But yeah, you want to have some gameplay sliders. These are if you are playing on all Madden, which I'm assuming you are probably. So, yeah, you can just go ahead and pause the video if you want to see these, but these are going to be key. Make sure you enter these in the main menu before you start up any franchise. That is something I get a lot of people saying the franchise seems a bit glitchy, a bit bugged, and it is because if you don't enter these in your menu before you start up the franchise. So those are the sliders. Also got some penalty sliders here as well. So these are very important to have. You need to make sure you have everything exactly as I have it here, or you could be getting a completely different experience than I get here. Then you just go ahead and go to game options. You want to have all Madden on, simulation if you're going for that realistic franchise feel. I have heat seeker off, switch assist off, ball hawk on, and auto play call on. And then you want to have injuries on 5, fatigue on 52, speed parity scale here on 48, and those are the sliders. So that's all we need to do here in the main menu. And then we'll go ahead and get right into the franchise here. And there's another big thing actually, I guess, before we hop into it. When you go to start your franchise, do not do the offline franchise. That is not good. I don't know what happens when you do the offline franchise, but I don't think it imports like any of your saved data, like all the sliders you put in your main menu. I'm pretty sure mean nothing in the offline mode. I've played offline and I've used sliders and stuff. It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't. So I would definitely stick with cloud. So that's what you're going to want to do there. Alright, create a new franchise. I don't think it matters from using custom roster to real life roster, but I use the real life roster. I usually start at the current weekday or IRL. I don't think it matters. I've had some pretty good games doing this, so just go ahead and start here. Go ahead and we'll do one with Kansas City here. Then these are some important ones as well in the league settings you're going to want to do before starting it up. So make sure it's on all Madden simulation, instant starter, trade deadline, trade type enable all. I turn this coach firing just off because I feel like after the first year, everybody gets fired anyway. So it kind of makes it a bit unrealistic, to be honest, if you're going for a realistic franchise. I turn relocation off because I don't want to some year just see the Chargers are playing in freaking London or some crap like that, or the Bulldogs they call them. They don't even keep the same name. You know what I'm saying? So that's a little tough right there. So I just turn that one off. Career clock's a new one. I leave that on. I'm not sure what this is, to be honest with you, so I just leave it off. You make sure the quarter length is where you want it, and that's, well, actually, I do turn off the tutorial pop-ups and the fill roster off. That's a pretty big one, because you don't want just people signing random people to your team. You know, if you're there to control your team for a franchise, you don't want the CPU just signing random people to your squad. So that is going to do it for that. Let's go ahead and hop right into the franchise here and get into a couple more tips. Alright, now that we're in the franchise here, you're going to want to go ahead and immediately, don't do anything before you do this. Go ahead and go to the sliders, gameplay sliders, and you're going to want to import whatever set you have. Even if you're not using mine, make sure the very first thing you do is import those. You don't want to go check out your roster. You don't want to do anything like that, because I feel like it messes it up a little bit. It's kind of hard to explain, but you can kind of feel it when you're playing the game. It just doesn't feel right when you're in there. So make sure this is the very first thing you do. And then if you are using my sliders, just quickly turn the injuries up to 50 in your franchise menu. Still keep them on 5 on the other menu. And that's going to do it for the sliders here. The next thing, this is key. This is key, bro, for a good franchise. You're going to want to hit up some XP sliders. And I'm not going to lie, I got some fatty ones here. Can't take credit for it, but I do give the credit here over to Operation Sports Form. T-Dog always doing his thing over there, coming out with some new XP sliders. You got quarterback at 95. Want to put the running back at 125. Tight ends at 150. Wide receiver 125 here. Fullbacks, you're gonna want to go with 115. Tackles 145 for them. And another tip is it does take a long time if you just use like the arrow key or the analog stick. If you use the here, let me try to show you. If you use the analog stick and the arrow at the same time, it really goes quicker. So it saves you a bit of time. So try that out if you want to get this done in a hurry. 165 here for the centers. 140 for defensive ends, and these are really good XP sliders. Yeah, they're really nice. I really like the way you upgrade. It just feels organic, you know, for everybody. 95 here for the linebackers, and you want to go 98 with outside. 95 for corners. Almost done here. 107 for safety, and then 106 for strong safety. And those are the XP sliders right there. I've used them pretty much all year. No complaints. Really like them. You definitely need an XP set, though, if you want to start up a franchise. That's just, you know, my opinion. They really help out, and they make the franchise a lot better here. And then I'd say the next tip is the draft class. A lot of people come to me and ask, how do you import a draft class? So I'll go ahead and show you here real quick. So let's go ahead and advance the next week so we can get these Ooh, okay. I'm a Chiefs fan, so I'm a little worried about that game coming up against the Patriots, not gonna lie. Go ahead and go to the Scout College Players, and if you just freshly started a new franchise, it's gonna ask you this anyway. So you want to go download from Madden Share. I'll show you a way to do it, though. Even when you get in your second and third year, you can still do this, where you can like get the 2021 NFL draft, the 2022 NFL draft. So let's just go with 2020, all real players. Go ahead and download that file. Overwrite my file. I've already had it downloaded, but this is how you get the file done so you can get a realistic draft class here. Wait for it to load. Importing 450 players here. And then you just want to go ahead and scout those guys up. And then as you can see here, you can see where it says edit players. Now this is like when you get into year 2 is what I'm talking about here. But it says click L3 in. So I click that in. And then you can go ahead and go download from Madden Share again. And just pick whatever one you want. So pick whatever one you want for the first year. Scout your guys up. And then when you get into the second year, you can do the same thing. It's not going to prompt you to do it the second year, but you can just press L3, go to download from Madden Share, and then pick a 2021 draft class that you like, and that's it. That's it. And those are some of my tips here to how to start a key franchise. Those are some key tips there. Those really are. Those are all the tips I use every time I start myself up a brand new franchise, or the tips I use to start up the Steelers franchise. So if you guys haven't checked that out, make sure you do. We just played the Super Bowl yesterday. Game got a bit hairy. Let me know if these tips did help you guys out, though. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.